Welcome back. Of course, it's the Daybreak. Happy if you're just joining us, and I remain Micheal Obagiri. So they will be talking about something that is of importance to the Nigeria as a nation, talking about national insecurity. Military seek collaboration of media in fight against terrorism. And to do justice to this important topic before us is the public affairs analyst in the studio with us, the person of Gbenga, Ajisafe. A very good morning.
Good morning, Micheal.
Thank you for
good morning, Angela.
Morning.
It's a pleasure meeting you guys again.
Of course,
Yeah.
I'll say Merry Christmas in arrears.
Yes,
and Happy New Year in advance.
Yes.
I can see the radiation of Christmas.
I'm telling you, this Christmas is different. Anyways, delving into our discourse for today, which has to do with national insecurity. Recently, the military came out seeking for collaboration with the media in order to fight terrorism, in a bid to help situations, this issue of fake news trends and all of that misinformation. So they're trying to see how they can collaborate together in order to aid the fight against terrorism. So what's your take on it?
I think it's a welcome idea. It's a good thing that we are seeing now the synergies between the militaries and the public affairs to carry people's along about the activities, because so many activities have been done before now that the military are not carrying the people's along. So people really don't understand what is it that the military is doing and how effective has their work been after the September 11 in America, the terrorists September 11 2001 that happened. I think terrorists have been the global challenge in the world today, and that have kept every nation, not Nigeria alone, every nation at the store that a military terrorist can attack at anywhere, at any country, at any time. So the military have to be informed, and they have to tell the peoples what is it that can be safe way to prevent these terrorists not to attack the public or the nation at large.
All right, talking about the support of the media in fight against terrorism, fighting insecurity, you as a public affairs analyst, where do you think the media really comes in?
Yes, the media is there is no how you talk about the public without not talking about the media. The media is the faces, the eyes, the voice, everything about the society is the media. So the moment you leave out the media out of it, you shut the door to people to understand what is happening in the society. So media is very important. As if we are breathing air, that is how important is media towards fighting anything you want to do, achieving negatively or positively. So the media is important to fighting terrorism here in Nigeria, even in the world, globally, because they inform peoples. These are the only network we can see that we give out thousands and millions of people what they need to do at the right time. These are the only interfaces is the media.
Now, we understand the purpose of media, of course, how important they are to fighting terrorism, fighting insecurity in the nation. Also, we understand there was a policy, the whistleblower policy also, but at the end of the day, we have a lot of misinformations, a lot of information that are not true, misleading the law enforcement agencies, and a lot of people astray. Now, this is a situation that has been plaguing our security system, that has been plaguing our system. When I talk about our media system also, what do you think of this? Do we need a kind of regulation that is going to come in? Because if we keep having a lot of misinformation, it can really get situation into a messy kind of stance. So what do you think can be done to take these things out, also to be able to make security a place, insecurity a thing of the past in Nigeria?
Thank you, Micheal. I want to come in from where you started with whistleblower. Whistleblower came up with this the ideas in Buhari regimes, and the felt there should be a whistle. It was Jonathan stroke Buhari regime. Yeah, they came up with this these ideas of whistleblower. Whistleblower is the most important tools the military need then now in terms of asking, gathering intelligence, providing information to the medias. People's around, reward them with information. People cannot risk their life giving you information, and you are not giving them security. You are not giving them reward for such information. Information is power, just like what we talked earlier on about the media, the role of the media. information, access to information is the hallmark of security. That is the first thing the military have to understand, and Nigerians have to understand that if people give you information and you told them that, look, I will save you when anything that costs you, just give it, because it can save the whole nation. That information can save us from many things, even trillions than what we want to pay the person. So if somebody can say, I want to give you information about social thing that will happen to us, that will happen to this country, that will happen to a particular set of people or groups, and your job is to protect those people, you need to pay for those things, because your job will be made easy if you got that information and act before those people act. I think the hallmark of it is somebody come earlier to come and tell you that, come and warn you that, look, oh, people are planning to kill people in our war. Like the cases in our war, people are planning to come and destroy social particular community and kill the children and rape the mothers and kidnap the chief and kings and the honorable there. And you know that the ransom and the life of those people cannot be rewarded for 10-20 million you want to give that whistleblower. So it's better you pay him 20 million and save those problems that you are going to be spending close to 300 to 400 billion on that system, because if the moment they attack, they will destroy that community, and people who reside there, who do business there, will not be able to do business for the next 10-20 years. The moment they attack, the people want to relocate out of that city because of the fear of insecurity. So all these things are things that the military, the government, the Minister of Information should be able to put in place again, so that this current government should be able to advise people and pay people for whistleblowers. So that is just it.
Well, you're talking about whistleblowers, and earlier you made mention of the fact that it is a good step to, fostering the fast eradication of insecurity and terrorism in Nigeria. But yet again, do you think Nigeria is at the point where they could actually manage this, this measure? We'll talk about whistleblowing, just like you made mention of, it is quite dangerous for me to come give an information that I know of, and I'm talking about terrorists right here. That means endangering my life. Do you think Nigerians at this point can handle that or sustain that?
Of course, Nigeria can handle such things. There's no nation in the world that cannot take care of its people. We find ourselves in this mess. We are going to deal with it. We are going to stay with it, whether we like it or not. We are going to stay here. Nigeria will exist. So the only thing Nigerian cannot avoid is not to have a country called Nigeria again. But so far the country want to exist as a nation, they must find a means of giving this whistleblower compensation, reward, and able to seek more money, put more funds into this, gather intelligence, gather information. Those are the two things. Intelligence is about information. There's nothing like intelligence. You cannot sit down and say you have intelligence. What is the intelligence department doing in the military? Like the IQ. So it is better for them to gather information around these people, bring a set of people, give them. If you took them outside the country, it's better. You can tell them, you can tell them, look, tell us more detail, because when we are talking about terrorism is a set. The main source, you will not know it. They normally group themselves into groups, pocket of groups, 5, 7, 10, 4. That is how they group. The leader, the point man that is sponsoring them, will just be 1, 2. So the 2, we have loyalists that he believe in. He will tell them to go and recruit. They will not know the first person that start the sponsors. They will know that person that will go and recruit. Those one will recruit 5, only 5. That 5 will be a set. Now we tell those 5, that person will tell those 5 to go and recruit another 5 set of people. It will give them, it will go and ask them how much. They will bring the first person that started it, you not know it. So those one will go and recruit. They will not know that second set. They will know the third set. The sorted is the one that employ you. You will not know. It will give you money to give you money. It will give you money to train you. You will not see them. You will not say, you don't know that. It will not be telling you that Oga said, the leader said, you will not be seeing this leader. The leader will not come and meet you. You'll be sending that trusted ally to you guys. The moment you start using you and you believe that person believe it, we tell him to go and recruit on that set of people. So they may have 12 or 13 sets that they will not even know the first person that started the whole thing. So that's why you need information. That's why you need to gather information from those people. They can only tell you the person that employed them or invited them to the set. That is only where they see. So from there you can take on that person. You will now understand how the set grow to become, because we need the campaign. Someone that is funding these things is still here in Nigeria. It could be outside Nigeria, but we need to find how to get him. That is only where we can stop this mess. The moment we find, because if you take set 12, set 13, just like military is recruiting, you say who set are you? You say set 2 battalion, so okay. That is the way Boko Haram's these terrorists are being recruited. They recruit on sets. Set. So who is the leader? So you need to take a lot of information to get the leaders, who is sponsoring them, the most important, who is behind all this thing, and that is how we can get it. So we need to spend money on it. There's no point about it, because life is not something we can buy in the market.
So we've been talking about terrorism and insecurity in Nigeria for quite a while now, but yet again a new government is on board, and it is expected that they actually take care of insecurity, which is a very serious issue in the country, which is affecting us even economically, where we don't have investors coming in and some even moving out of the country. However, do you think that this government is prioritizing insecurity as much as they said they were going to prioritize insecurity when they come on board?
I think the government is just starting this 2023, and he came on board in March, so we're still expecting more from him. As a matter of fact, we want to see the reflection of this budget this 2024 coming year. Want to see how much he has put into security, because if President Tinubu is saying he's fighting terrorism, it's true. Terrorism is a holistic fight. Abuja is not safe, because if terrorists can take any place, any part of the country. So that's why we need to fight it holistically. So there should be a lot of money pumped into this fight. There should be a lot of manpower. There's a lot of mechanical machines, purchase guns, latest air flight, train manpower, train professionals, if necessary, hire machineries. I think the first thing the president should do, this administration should do, is to work with US, those who are able to manage terrorism.
But do you think we'll be able to fund that right now?
Well, of course we can. We are talking about
having at the back of our mind that we have some debts that we are still paying.
I want to tell you this, that it's a global thing. If we really want to fight terrorism in Nigeria here, there's a way. The president has to take the lead. How do we do that? Is for him to meet the leaders of those countries and tell them that you need to assist us, especially US. I'm using that because US is strongly against terrorism. It's the first nations in the world that is now standing on top of it. So US can assist us in so many ways, if not cash, but donors. I talk about machineries the other times. Give us machineries. Can you help us in intelligence gathering? Can you give us some of your personnel that can train our peoples? Or can we send our people down here to come and train, to come and see how the latest gadget you are using to track all these people? We have bandits that are kidnapping people every day. How do we track them? Can you teach us? These are our terrain, how is it working? These are our network providers. We have MTN, we have Glo. So let them teach this military's intelligence.
But looking at what you've said, okay, fine, it's a welcome idea. But of course, Angela also made mention of something. Funds. This is a country that has been operating its governance on debts. Year on, year in, year out. Every year. We keep collecting. If you check the amount that we get to service our debts on a yearly, it's huge. Now, you said US meeting them to show us some things that has helped them over the years in combating terrorism. Of course, I want to understand that for everything that is like that, it's a business, and you don't expect them to just come to Nigeria and do everything for free. Collateral, what do they need? Do you think Nigeria at this point, can fund those things that you said? Now, you also spoke about machineries, speaking about machines too. These things don't come cheap. Do you think we can fund those kind of things that you are mentioning at this point?
Michael, I want to tell you this, that if the president is sincere, if this administration is sincere and is talking the way he's talking is acting, I think we can fund it. The only thing that is keeping us in this way is because the leaders are corrupt. Because people which we give money are not buying the qualities. Because people we budget money to, they are squandering the money. That is why we are in this problem. We are the moment we have a nation that is generating more money, but we have people that are spending the money. If the countries are sincere, the leaders are sincere, and the general are sincere, they're going to fight terrorism in Nigeria. But if they leave it and say because it's too expensive, just like you say education is too expensive, try ignorance. You say security is too expensive and you want development in your country, there is no development that will come. As a matter of fact, that pipeline, that refinery that you are doing, they will go and blow it off. That your airport that you are moving around, they will kill everybody if you are not taking it serious. That is how important it is. That event center that you want to use, they will blow everything off. So you are saying you don't want to borrow money to security. So the best way, we have train that are being hijacked. Our train station is not safe. It's not just few months now that people just say, okay, let's just start taking train line. Because the train we are ambushed, the road we are not secured. So where do we go? Even the air today, tomorrow they may start striking the air and the plane come down, helicopter come down. We see all of this coming up. So Nigeria should have money. They should budget money. They should source money. The corruption should stop. The leaders should be able to pay, because their own life is also into it. They should not be saying that they want to buy bulletproof car.
When we look back at our forefathers, we heard from one of our leaders then that Nigeria, money is not Nigerians' problem. But at this point, do you think money is our problem? Because you see some people tend to say that money is not Nigerians' problem. There is money in Nigeria, but we are not seeing this money.
Yes, it was General Gowon that say we don't have problem. It's how we spend the most money. Yes, yeah. that is Gowon for you. And that was when we have oil boom. Oil boom. We don't even know what to spend. We have a lot of money coming in, and Nigerian economies were good at that time. But now the corruption are taken over. In the military times, there is those eras. There are things the corruption is not at much like this. But what we have today is skyrocketing. You can see the billions and millions of people are taking every day in the Nigerian economy. So it's the Nigerian government. It's not helping. But yes, we are indebted. But we cannot say because we are indebted and we leave terrorists to fight us. The moment we leave terrorists will consume us. It will take this nation from us. That seat we called presidential seat will be taken from us. This democracy we are enjoying will not be able to see it.
All right, you said something about the military, also said something about the oil boom. Now, I want to believe that going back in history, when the military were in power, we had less issues talking about insecurity issues. Now, for the past few years, let's say for the past 1 to 1.5 decades back now, we have issues of insecurity on the highest, talking from bomb blasts, talking of adoption of people and the rest. People could not even do their businesses as usual. And because most people believe the military are no more in charge. But of course, we also have military personnel in charge doing our businesses for us when you talk about insecurity and trying to curb it. We have law enforcement agencies doing their own bits. But this has all looked like it's a failed system. So is it safe to say everything they have been doing, both their effort, is a failed system to this date? And if it's a failed system, why is that so?
It's not a failed system. the majority of things that we think is fade. The fade system is not what we imagine. There are a lot of work being done. I want to tell you that people are on toes. The militaries are not sleeping, and the aspects that we are seeing is what we are being told, and that's why there is a lot of secrets going on at the back. Sometimes they don't want to release information because they don't want the terrorists to notice about it. But they should be selling propagandas also. Military should be able to learn. That's why I say they want to be trained. They have to be trained. I think our military should be able to learn how to propagate issues. It's part of it. It's part of gathering, telling them, because the moment you start spreading those propagandas, these people also was trained of new things.
But sorry to cut you. You said there are a lot of work being done on the ground.
Yeah.
A lot of things are doing. Selling propaganda is a nice idea, which you just said. But if we are going to look at reality, what we are seeing, investors are running out of the country. No investor wants to come into a country where things are not secure, life and properties. In the past 10 years, we've lost more life than what we have gained.
Yeah.
People cannot travel by rail. People cannot travel by road. Even broad daylight, you are scared to travel.
Of course.
So what kind of work is being done that we cannot have success in the past 10 years?
That's why we need to retrain our people. I always say that you cannot, they are their locals, but you need to borrow those ideas. That is, I'm telling you that events, especially in politics, it's contagious. The military coup that happened in Gabon happened because the moment military took over in Gabon, it sent a signal to other people. People took over. Before 1976 military coup in Nigeria, it was because of contagious militaries that have happened in Africa. About 4 countries have been taken over, and the giant of Africa were just sleeping. So they have to take over country, they have to take over power in Nigeria also, because military have been they are selling it. If terrorism is a good business, if terrorism is a good business, people are making money from it. If what we call it bandit is a good business and people are making money, people will go into that ventures. So that's why there's a need for us to act fast. That's what you are saying. Just like what Angela is saying, Micheal. There is a need for Nigerian government to act, proactive acting before they took the step. That's why we have to sell this propaganda. And
that is why I said, can we time it a failed system? Because when you say you are acting fast, you said you need to act fast. Definitely you have not been acting fast.
Yes.
So over 10 years, you've stayed dormant, not acting fast. Definitely, if for 10 good years you kept an assessment for you to assess what you've done so far, and you have more negativity, definitely it's a failed system.
Yeah.
So that is what I'm saying. Can we term it a failed system? And if it is a failed system, why is it so?
Yes, I have to agree with you, Micheal. It's a failed system, one, because you have taken us more years to realize what we need to do, because people are dying daily. We say daily, every day people die because of terrorism. It's so many. We have a lot of insecurity in Nigerians. People are caught up. People are being kidnapped. Animals. People are left their farms, because of all this. And the government are not proactive in terms of taking action. They are just saying we are on top of it. We are on top of it. What is it that you are on top? We have not seen it for the past 10 years. So it's a failed systems. How do we move away from this failed system? I think the present regime, the present under the leadership of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, should be able to gather experts. Not just leave it to these people that are there, that they don't seek information, they don't seek knowledge. People are just sitting down, relaxing and thinking that everything will work out that way. It doesn't work that way. You need to understand that Boko Haram are fighting a guerrilla warfare fight. They are not going to stay in a particular place and wait for you to come and attack them. They scatter. They have pockets of groups. So you need to identify all those places and start working before they took another action. You are there already. Before they took another, that is where you can curb them, and that is when people, as you said, Micheal, international organizations start coming in, investors start coming in, and the government will start be able to pay their debt. Because without no international investor in Nigeria, Nigerian currency is down already. Nigerian naira is not helping. We need foreign money, foreign investors to come and invest here so that our currency can grow from there. So security is the first thing we need to tackle. We need to engage the UN. We need to invite the ECOWAS. We need to engage the border patrols, synergize with other nations around us, even the Commonwealth. We need to invite the Queen, to tell them that these are our challenges, these are areas that can give us grants. I'm telling you, if it's come to it's under UN treaty, if you come to security, they will give you money. It's just our leaders are not treating it the way, and they're not taking it as the front burners of their life issues. They are coming there to tell them about it. You go there and tell the United that your country is at risk. People should not just come as after they are taking over Nigeria, they will be able to tell them the military should leave over. No, it is not that you act. We are seeing cool in African nation. What is it that they have had before now? Is it when terrorists took over Nigeria that the international organization will help us? No, this is not that you help us. This is not that we need our assistance. If our leaders are sincere and cry to these people that look, this is time we need you most. It's not about money. If you go down, this your business go down. Let you understand that is what is happening in Russia. You think you can just bully? If you go down, so many business of you that is going down. Give them those facts. The moment they start seeing it that in that angle, that look, we are also going to lose our ambassador our embassy is there. We have an ambassador in Nigerians. If security is not working, our people will not be able to be safe. Let's invest. They will sit. They will deliberate it in their parliament. They will deliberate it in their national assembly also to see how they can assist us.
I think another challenge we have to look at is the short, let's say short application of people or individuals into the force, because looking at some of our historic men who go out there at the war front, most of them tend to lose their lives in the process, and so we don't see insecurity getting better probably anytime soon. So people are getting more and more scared of even delving into the force, unlike they used to be. So don't you see this as another challenge that could be handled? Are there other solutions that could actually probably push individuals to delve into the force, so that we could even be able to have some hands available for trying to curb insecurity and terrorism?
Yes, Angela, I want to tell you that people, our youth today are skeptical about going to militaries because their parents will not be able to sign any guarantor forms for their children to go and die on cowardless. Because when you don't have machines to choose gadgets to fight with, you are powerless. So that is why when Micheal was saying it earlier on that we are discussing about funding. The moment you pump money, Nigerian military, Nigerian army, Nigerian soldiers, Nigerian air force, Nigerian navies are seeing the effect of gadgets, the money you are putting into it. And manpower, we talk about manpower is paying them good salaries. That is number one. Guaranteeing their children and their wife insurance policies. That is concrete seal. House for them, their children, scholarship, government child, payroll on scholarship. Every military officer that fall gallantly on the battleground, all his children should be on scholarship scheme, at least to their master's levels. The government, you start sending signal to the youth, they will fight for their countries. That you are going to send my child to the master levels. Yes, not BSc. Government will took over your wife, your children to the master. Fight for this country. People will believe in this country. People will fight to the end for the country. The youth will go and apply and be ready to die for the country. these are things that the government should put in place. But if you are not putting all these things, people will not be engaged in military. They will not go and die. For what? Why did they go and die? When you have your own children that they are abroad, you are eating good food, you say somebody should go and apply because you don't have jobs. Say, okay, leave it now. When they come and attack, that your child and you will be the first, the scapegoat. It's better you start putting money into security. Because security is the hallmark of government. In the state of nature, there is no security. Everybody can secure himself. That is how the state of nature is. That is how Plato described the state of nature. He said that everybody is on his own. If I can beat you, I'm your lord. You worship me. It was when we now say, okay, let's surrender our sovereignty, our power, our sovereignty. Let's surrender. Angela surrender. Micheal surrender. Gbenga surrender. And we give it to a particular person, which is government. Give it to institutions. We don't want to carry arms again. I don't want to carry arms to attack you. I don't want to carry. We now give it to government. That's our sovereignty. So that moment, the government took over our security. The government took care of our properties, our life. So the government should take responsibility how to protect us and our property. That is the hallmark of government. If not, if we go back to the state of nation, that everybody will protect himself.
Anyways, thank you for joining us this morning on Daybreak Africa. We're glad to have you around, and we hope to see you again next year.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure. My pleasure is mine.
Though I still feel like we have a lot to still talk about. Yeah. Especially talking about the nation's security. But I'm very sure you will be glad. I mean, we'll still want to have you some of that time, and I'm very sure you are going to do justice to the situation as usual. Thank you very much for coming on the program.
Thank you, Micheal. Thank you, Angela.
Thank you. And well, to our audience, thank you once again for joining us on Daybreak Africa, coming to you from our studio right here in Ondo City. And this is where we're handing you over to our legal station. Do stay tuned. I am Angela Daku.
Yes, still celebrating. Yes, I'm still celebrating, and I feel like celebrating every time. As we look forward to the new year, let's remain positive as Nigerians and believe we are going to be great again. The security issue is going to be a forgotten thing very soon. I remain Micheal Obagiri.